Right now, fewer people are hunting and fishing, and believe it or not, that is bad news for bald eagles and falcons.
And all that's because those hunting and fishing licenses fund conservation efforts. News 5's Kevin Barry explains how these hunters now are stepping in to help.
Just days after deer season, hunter Dennis Malloy knows his pastime is struggling. There are about 400,000 hunters in the state, but
in Ohio, hunting license sales are down about 24% over the last 10 years.
Fishing licenses are also on the decline. Malloy says part of the problem is urban development in what used to be considered out in the country.
What used to be a 50-acre plot where someone could run around and enjoy Mother Nature is now 3 acres of woods and a whole bunch of streets named after what used to live there: Pheasant Run, Deer Hill, things like that.
But he says a big part of the problem is generational. Younger kids who might have hunted before are less interested in braving the elements and more attracted to modern technology.
The kids' numbers are falling off the cliff way faster than adults.
Fewer hunters and less fishing creates a problem because the work that protects Ohio's wildlife is funded through hunting and fishing licenses. Fewer licenses means less money to help protect the wildlife.
What really worries us in the outdoor community is who's going to pay for conservation.
The current plan to pay for conservation is having trouble finding enough money. Because there are fewer hunters, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources had to cut employees, spends less on habitat management, and takes on fewer conservation projects. Dennis says that could mean less wildlife in all of our lives.
And the reason we have bald eagles and peregrine falcons in downtown Cleveland and snowy owls on the airport are because of hunters' dollars that have paid for biologists to go out there and study those animals also.
That's why conservation groups like his, Whitetails Unlimited, have started making up the funding gap. Fundraisers that used to be mostly for men are now tailored towards the entire family, trying to encourage everyone to hunt. Where archery programs have gone away in some school districts, Dennis say hunters are buying the equipment to expose students to shooting a bow and arrow again.
We need help. We need to help our game wardens. We need to buy equipment for the game wardens. We need to kind of pick up the slack that the hunting license dollar used to pay for.
In Chagrin Falls, I'm Kevin Barry, News 5.
And Malloy says if the trend continues, the state might have to find a different way to fund conservation projects. That's why the conservation groups have encouraged hunters to buy licenses each year, even if they don't intend to hunt.